adhbhutaaya namo namaha. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Krishnaya vasudevaya. Devaki nandanaya cha. Nanda Gopakumaraya. Govindaya namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya. Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya. Namani Gauratveshe Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhara. Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, you are all welcome for morning Chaitanya Charitamrita class at Shishigornita Temple, ISKCON, Cologne, Germany. We are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 6 and verse number 175. So the nectarian pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compiled by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj is in three sections. The Adi Leela, from the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu till he took sannyas. Then from after taking sannyas for 6 years, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in different parts of the South India and Vrindavan, that is Madhya Leela, the middle portion. And the last 18 years, Mahaprabhu was staying at Jagannath Puri, that is called Antya Leela. So we are in section of Madhya Leela. It means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is traveling. So during his travel, the headquarter was Jagannath Puri. This is also interesting. Hare Krishna, Sadhu, Sadhu, Hanuman Bhakti Ki Jai. This is an interesting topic, that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Jagannath Puri. He is in a Radha Bhav, Krishna, so why did not go to Vrindavan? So this is a very interesting question, why Mahaprabhu stayed at Jagannath Puri. Externally, because Mahaprabhu's mother Sachi Mata asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, since you have taken sannyas, better not to go far away to Vrindavan, stay in Jagannath Puri, because Jagannath Puri is one more room of the Navadip. Every year the devotees go to Jagannath Puri for Rath Yatra, so I will know about your whereabout. So please stay in Jagannath Puri. This was the desire of Sachi Mata. But actually the internal reason is Lord Jagannath is Krishna in separation of Radharani. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna is in the mood of Radharani in separation of Krishna. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath, they see one another eye to eye, this is the meeting of Radha and Krishna. Because Jagannath is in separation of Radha. This This appearance of Jagannath with open eyes and the limbs inside is when he saw Radharani in separation and Nidhi, then he came in this form. So it is the form of Krishna in separation of Radharani. And Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani in separation of Krishna. So what he will do in Vrindavan, so Jagannath Puri was the right place where there's everyday meeting of Radha and Krishna. So in Jagannath Puri, the first arrival, what the chapter is, the first arrival after taking sannyas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, accompanied by Mukunda, Nityananda, and I think one more, the four were there. They are coming together from Navadip, from Shantipur, by the bank of Ganga to Jagannath Puri. So Mahaprabhu left them all behind, and he immediately ran after seeing the Sudarshan Chakra disc on the top of the Jagannath temple. He ran from there, and immediately, as soon as he entered in the Jagannath temple, he became ecstatically unconscious. And at that time, the chief priest of the Jagannath temple, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, happened to be there. And he tasted that he's breathing, so he's in ecstasy. It's not, he's unconscious. And the guards there were thinking he's some crazy person, so they were there to catch hold of him. And so Sarvabhauma stopped them in doing that, and Sarvabhauma arranged to take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his own residence. In the meantime, the Nityanand Prabhu and Mukunda and they all reached there at the temple, and they asked about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when they got the news that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taken by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they came to the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's place where Mahaprabhu came to his external consciousness. And the Gopinath, the brother-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, knew about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's taking sannyas from Mukunda, and then he told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, and he quoted so many Vedic references for establishing that, but still Sarvabhauma and his followers were not believing in that. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are sannyasi, you are just chanting holy name, why you are not studying Vedanta from me? Because I am Sarvabhauma teaching the Vedanta to all the sannyasis here, Vedanta, Sutra, Upanishad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu humbly said, all right, please teach me. He was so humble. And if you go to Jagannath Puri, there is a place of Jagannath's house, and there's a place where Mahaprabhu and Jagannath were sitting face to face for 7 days. And from there is a tunnel which goes to the Jagannath temple under. There's another path at that time. So for 7 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was listening Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to describe the Vedanta Sutra with a commentary, Saririk Bhashya by Sripad Shankaracharya. But since Mahaprabhu did not speak a word, so Sarvabhauma said, oh, are you listening? Why are you not asking anything? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Mahaprabhu humbly said, I can understand Vedanta Sutra clearly, but I'm not able to understand your commentary of Sripad Shankaracharya. How come that? And then there was a debate and discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And one verse which we are discussing today is a commentary of Shankaracharya on Vedanta Sutra, which Mahaprabhu is refuting. It is not a appropriate verse. And ultimately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was a great logician of the time and Vedantis, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became Vaishnava. He honored Prasad of Jagannath, and he was ready to change some words in Bhagavatam, which Mahaprabhu said, no, you cannot change this Mukti Pade, because this means there's a different meaning of the word Mukti Pade. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Atma Ram verse in 18 different meanings. So this is the whole chapter is like that. Now we are reading this verse, which is a discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So before we read this verse, I think as a tradition, we have to chant Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Gaur Premanande. So the verse number 175. Tattvam-asi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya. Pranava-namani tara kahe mahavakya. tat tvamasi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya. Pranava namane tare kahe mahavakya. tat tvamasi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya. Pranava namani tare kahe mahavakya. Please repeat.
Tattvam asi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya.
Tattvam-asi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya.
Pranava namani dhare kala mahavakya.
Pranava namani tare kahe mahavakya. Tattvam-asi jiva hetu pradeshika vakya. Pranava namani tare kahe mahavakya. Tattvam-asi pradeshika jiva hetu. Pranava namani tare kahe mahavakya. Tattvam-asi. You are the same. Jiva hetu. For the enlightenment of conditioned soul. Pradeshika. Subsidiary. Vakya. Vibration. Pranava. The Omkar. incarnation, na, na, not, mani, accepting, tare, that, kahe, says, mahavakya, transcendental vibration. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The subsidiary vibration, tattvam asi, you are the same, is meant for understanding the living entity. But the principal vibration is Omkara. Not caring for Omkara, Shankaracharya has stressed the vibration Tattvam Asi. So before we go to the purport, we should understand few things. Mahavakya. These are aphorisms in Veda. They are called Mahavakya. And some of the Mahavakya are Aham Brahm Asmi is Mahavakya. Aham means I, Brahm means spiritual, Asmi means I am spiritual. This is what we understand. I am spirit soul, I am not body. But the Mayavadi says Aham Brahm Asmi means I am Brahman. So there's no difference between soul and Brahman. That is what their interpretation is. But this is called Mahavakya. Tat Tvam Asi is also Mahavakya. I am the same. What are you? I am the same. Tat means God actually. Tvam means Jeev. Asi means yes. The soul and super soul are one. What it means. Tat, generally in Bhagavad Gita, wherever you get word Tat, it means Supreme Lord. And Tvam means living entity. So this is also Mahavakya. We have in Bhagavad Gita one nice Mahavakya. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusamra yudhyacha is Mahavakya. All the time remember me and perform your duty. This is a Mahavakya of Bhagavad Gita. It's for all times. Always remember me and work and do your prescribed duty. This is a Mahavakya of Bhagavad Gita. So for Mahavakya, there must be the name of the Supreme Lord somewhere. And the impersonal aspect of the name of the Supreme Lord is Pranava, which means Omkar or Om. And Omkar is Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Vedyam Pavitram Omkara Rikasam Yajur Evacha. Among the three Vedas or four Vedas, the principal word Om is I. Krishna says, I am the Omkar. And also the chanting of the Om is prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter. Om iti ekaksharan viharan mamanu samra. Always chanting Om and remembering me, mamanu samra. Mam means me, means Krishna. Anu means following. Samra means remember. When you chant even Om, you remember me. So when we do some Vedic ritual, then even in front of Hare Krishna, we have to say Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare. Because the Om has to be added as a seed word, which is the symbolic representation of Supreme Lord. So without Om, the Vedic mantra is not complete. This is the standard. So now, in this light, we are reading the Srila Prabhupada's purport. Tattvam Asi is accepted as primary vibration by one who does not accept Pranav, the transcendental sound vibration of the holy name of Lord, as the chief principle in Vedic literature. So in Vedic literature, the chief principle is Pranava. Pranava sarva vedeshu, shabda khaye purusham. This is the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Veda, Pranava sarva vedeshu. I am the Pranava or Omkar in all the Vedas. So, the one who does not accept the Omkar, which is primary representation of Supreme Lord, in the beginning he may say Tattvam Asi, which means I am the same. And the meaning of Tattvam Asi from the perspective of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now described as different. By word jugglery, Shankaracharya tried to create an illusory presentation of Supreme Personality of Godhead in his relationship with living entity and cosmic manifestation. So, three things. Shankaracharya has created illusion. So by now we know from Padma Purana, where Shankaracharya is telling to Parvati, his consort, that I have to appear in Kali Yuga as Shankaracharya to bewilder and illusion the atheistic Buddha philosophy or Sunyavad. So now, at the beginning of Kali Yuga, first the Brahmins, they were on pretext of Vedic injection, only interested in animal sacrifice and killing the animals, not knowing actually the proper Vedic rituals. So to stop that killing of the animal in the name of sacrifice on the pretext of Vedas has to be stopped. Therefore, Buddha appeared, because they went to the minus side of the Vedic literature in a reverse. So Buddha came, though he is an incarnation of Supreme Lord, but he negated Veda. I don't accept Veda. You become simply non-violence. Don't kill. And then he gave the philosophy that is called Sunyavad, which means zero. So from negative, Buddha brought to zero. Sunyavad. Sunyavad means there is nothing after death. Everything is here and everything is zero. But as in our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says, we accept Buddha as incarnation, but we don't accept his philosophy. It is atheism, because he is negating the Vedic literature. So now, the second phase, Shankaracharya, as Lord Shiva, who is a Parama Vaishnava, came and he driven the Buddhas out of India. And he gave one. From zero, he brought it to one. Advaitavad. Advaita means one. No second. So what he said is, there's no difference between the living entities and Brahm. Sarva Khalido Brahm is his vakya. Sarva means everything. Akhalida Brahm. Whatever you see all around is nothing but Brahm. And in our Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes, when Brahma is told the calves and cowherd boys, and Krishna become cowherd boys and all the calves, that is actually his Brahm. Everything is Brahm. Everything is Krishna. That is the meaning of Sarva Akalido Brahm. This is the Shankaracharya's proposition that everything is Brahm. So Jeev, and according to the living entity and the absolute truth, the Supreme Lord, he said there's no distinction. They are one.
This is all Leela here.
Huh?
That's our Leela here today.
That is our
Leela.
Leela.
If everything is a Lord, then they're performing Leela.
Yeah. So, and the Jagat, what about the material world? Mithya. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. This is the teaching of Shankaracharya. Brahma Satya. It means Brahm is truth. It is only truth. And Jagat Mithya. This material world is false. So these are the three things in this line. The Supreme Lord, the living entities, and the material world. This is what Shankaracharya gave the explanation, that there is no difference between the Jeev, and Jeev means living entity, and Brahm, and the material world is false. Only everything is Brahm. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is refuting this. Tat Tom Asi is a warning to the living entity not to mistake the body for the self. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining Tat Tvam Asi means I am not this body, but I am soul. Tat, soul, Tvam Asi. So I am soul, I am not this body. This is the explanation by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for this aphorism, Tat Tvam Asi, or for this Vakya. I am that means I am that spirit soul, not this material body, which is temporary. I am permanent. That is the meaning of this Mahavakya called Tattvam Asi. It's a warning to the living entity. Warning means he should be aware and forget the misconception of thinking oneself body. So actually it is this Vakya is to dissolve the false ego. The false ego is that I am this body. So to dissolve the false ego for the living, the word in Sanskrit is Jiva Hetu. Jiva means living entity, Hetu means for enlightening him. For enlightening this living entity, for educating the living entity that you are not this body, to purify his false ego, there is this saying, Tat Tvam Asi Jiva Hetu. Pradeshik Vakya. Pradeshik means subside, which means it only differentiates the body and soul. It has nothing to do with super soul. So it is a warning to the living entity not to mistake the body for the self. Therefore, Tattvam Asi is specially meant for the conditioned souls. Those who are under the misconception of false ego that I am body, I am doer, and I am enjoyer. There's a true ego also. Why we call it false ego? There must be true ego. And what is the true ego? I am Krishna's. I am servant of Krishna as a true ego. I am this body is a false ego. Simply, I am Krishna's servant is a true ego. We need to have this ego. We have to cultivate this true ego to forget the false ego, which is our misconception since time immemorial, Srila Prabhupada says. Therefore, Tattvam Asi is specially meant for the conditioned soul. Chanting of the Omkar or Hare Krishna mantra is meant for liberated soul. Now, this is a new statement Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing, that for conditioned soul, Jiva Hetu. And generally, Jiva means one who accepts the material body. Now, we read this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Mamaiva Ansa Jiva Loke. The word is Jiva. Mamaiva Ansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Bhuta means material body and Jiva means living entity. That living entity which accepts material body is Jiva and a conditioned soul. The one who accepts material body. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Jiva is Sanatana. But the body is not Sanatana, it's temporary. Manasishtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karishate. Mind and the six senses are pulling this living entity by a false ego in this material body to enjoy. So Jeev is a living entity who is accepting material body according to his own actions or karma. So he's called Jiva. and Jeev is a Baddha Jeev or conditioned soul. So Tattvam Asi is a aphorism for conditioned soul. On the other side, chanting of Hare Krishna or Omkar is for liberated souls. There's a distinction between the two. So those who are saying Tattvam Asi, they are conditioned soul, and it is for their enlightenment. But those who chant Hare Krishna or Om, they are liberated souls as per this discussion. Srila Rupa Goswami has said, Ai Mukta Kulai Upasya Manam Nam Ashtakam. Number 1. Ai Mukta Kulai. Mukta means liberated. Kulai means family. Like we are in family of Srila Prabhupada. Like Guru Kula is a family of a spiritual master. It's called Guru Kula. It's education. So Ai Kule, Ai Mukta Kule Upasyamanam. Upasyamanam. Up means near. Asyamanam means those who are worshipping Supreme Lord, those who are liberated, they chant this mantra Hare Krishna or Om. Therefore, it is said Hare Krishna mantra is Golokera Premadhan. It is coming from the spiritual world. So, who lives in the spiritual world? Liberated souls. So, this is chanted by liberated souls. Hare Krishna mantra hai Radhara Tantra. Shri Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj used to say Hare Krishna mantra is chanted by gopis to control Krishna. So it's a Golokera Premadham. It means it is chanted by liberated souls. It is brought by Sri Krishna in the form of Radharani because it is the wealth of Radharani. Therefore, this is the very famous verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chirad Adittam. Chirad means for long time. Adittam means not given. Chirad Adittam, for long time it was not given to the human society. What? Chirad Nij Gupta Vittam. Nij means personal. Gupta means confidential. Vittam means wealth. So what is the confidential wealth of Sri Krishna himself? Golokera Premadham. Dhana means wealth. So Chiradidittam Nijagupta Vittam. What is that most confidential wealth? Nijagupta Vittam Nama Amritam. That is in the form of nectar of holy name. The nectar of holy name is personal wealth of Sri Krishna. Sri Radharani, Srimati Radharani. Chiradidittam Nijagupta Vittam Swaprema Nama Amritam, in the form of holy name. Ati Udara Gaura. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous, he is very liberal. He has not seen who is eligible and who is not eligible. Palmer, those who are fallen, he gave them this holy name. He made the garland of holy name and he garlanded everybody with this holy name. This is the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He made the garland of the holy name, and whoever came in front, he just put that garland of holy name around his neck. This is the mercy of Radharani Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that mood that he brought this holy name, which is chanted by the liberated souls for the conditioned souls to be liberated. And how we can be liberated? Cheto Darpan Marjana, by cleaning process. And cleaning process is, what is the contamination? Contamination is influence of three modes of material nature. There is contamination. So by chanting holy name, we cleanse the heart from heart, which means inner senses, which means antakarna, which means mind, intelligence, false ego, and consciousness. This whole together is called heart. It needs to be cleansed from the influence of three modes of material nature. And when it is cleansed, it comes into its pure state. And that pure state is Krishnera Nitya Das. that I am the eternal servant of Krishna. As soon as one comes into his own constitutional position as a servant of Krishna, then his chanting of Hare Krishna is a pure state. So therefore, we have three stages of chanting Hare Krishna: with offenses, nam abhas as a semblance, and a pure name. The pure name is chanted when one is liberated. So devotion actually starts after liberation. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. After the Brahma stage, one can practice pure, unalloyed para bhakti or transcendental devotional service. So how can one come to this stage of Brahma? Avibhicharena bhakti yogena sagunan samataitan Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. By simply rendering unalloyed devotional service, one transcends the three modes of material nature and come to the stage of Brahma. And then he can practice really pure devotional service. So, liberated soul chant means, therefore it says, Bahu janam yadi kare sarvana kirtan tabi na paye Krishna pade prem dhan. Every day in the morning when we chant the offenses, we say this verse, Bahu janam, for many lifetime, yadi kare sarvana kirtan, he may hear, he may chant. Tabi na paye Krishna pade, still he will not get the love of lotus feet of Krishna until unless he chant in a pure state. The pure state, that is actually liberated person. So these Goswamis, when they were chanting, they were in liberated state because they are liberated souls. So when they chant, they say, Prabhupada, they are liberated souls. They brought us here, and therefore when we chanting in the beginning, it's like a unripe mango. It is a mango, but it's an unripe mango. We don't have a taste of that juice. But as soon as we, by practicing of this sadhan bhakti, in which chanting of the holy name, hearing of Bhagavatam, association of devotee, worshipping the deity, living in the holy dham, by that we purify ourselves and then we chant holy name, then it is all ecstatic. It is a higher taste. We reach to that stage. That's for liberated people. Thus the holy name of Lord is chanted by liberated soul. Similarly, Parikshat Maharaj says, Nivartat Rishai Upagiyamanat. This is the verse in 10th canto. Parikshat Maharaj is addressing Sukdev Goswami. Nivartat Rishai Upagiyamanat Bhav Aushadi Srota Manodbirama. You, Sukdev Goswami, are beyond three modes of material nature. And we know Sukdev was already Brahma realized. Sukdev was already at this stage of Brahma realization. Then, when he is speaking Krishna Katha, he is in a pure state of Nivartatre. Nivart means free from. Trishai means desire. He has no material desire of sense gratification. When he speaks Krishna Katha, there is a medicine entering through the ear. Shrota Manobhirama. Hearing is very pleasing to the ear. This hearing of Krishna Katha, there are 7 benefits of hearing Krishna Katha, particularly Krishna's childhood pastime. This is described in the 10th canto, 7th chapter, verse number 1 and 2. Of the 7 benefits, the last 3 benefits are Sattvam cha Shuddhet, our existence is purified. And the next, Harao Bhakti, one become devotee of Lord Hari. And the last benefit is Tata Purusha Sakhyam, then he become friend of the devotees of the Lord. So actually the best and the last benefit of hearing Krishna Katha or chanting holy name, and hearing holy name is to have friendship with devotees of Supreme Lord. Tad Purusham Sakhyam. There are 4 more benefits before that, and the last 3 benefits are Sattvam cha Shuddhyet, Our existence is purified, and this is same thing is spoken very famous verse of Rishabh Dev. Sattvam cha shuddhyet. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam cha shuddhyet. Please do the transcendental austerities by which you can associate with Supreme Lord. And your existence is purified, and then you will get Brahma Sokyam Anantam, then you will get unlimited happiness. The happiness of senses is temporary. The happiness coming from the soul is eternal. When soul come in commune with the Supreme Soul through the medium of service, which is only on the basis of love, then he is actually in blissful stage. So, Sattvam cha shuddhyet, this is our goal, how to purify our existence. And what is our existence? Our existence is why we are in the material body, because we have a subtle body. The subtle body is our existence in this material world. We have to purify the subtle body, and subtle body has four parts. And four parts have their presiding deities. The presiding deity for Chit or consciousness is Vasudev. The presiding deity for false ego is Sankarshan and Lord Shiva. Both. And Lord Shiva is having snake in his neck because he worships Sankarshan and is a symbol of Sankarshan, which he keeps around his neck. In a fifth canto, it says in 11th verse, Lord Shiva worship Lord Sankarshan. And for the buddhi is Aniruddha, for buddhi is Pradyumna and also Brahma. And for mind is Aniruddha and moon, Chandrama. So these are the presiding deity of our existence. And both have it, both aspect. Say, false ego, true ego, as we discussed. Similarly, enemy mind and friend mind. Uncontrolled mind is enemy, and controlled mind is a friend. So we have to make mind friendly. Similarly, the intelligence in Bhagavatam is two types. Puranjani buddhi, the intelligence of a Puranjan, which who wants to enjoy within the body. Pur means body. Ranjan means to enjoy. Puranjan, Upakhyan, fourth canto. And the pure intelligence is Sati Mati Mukande. The pure intelligence is focusing on Mukanda. And similarly, we have polluted consciousness is the material consciousness, bodily consciousness, and pure consciousness is Krishna consciousness. So, Sattvam cha shuddhyet. We have to purify the existence. Then we dissolve the material body. We purify the material body, and the material body is then dissolved, then the soul is liberated. And this stage of liberation of the soul, in this stage, chanting of the holy name, we will develop a taste for chanting of the holy name. And it is all then blissful. We'll never stop chanting holy name because this becomes our second nature. So, Nivarta Trishai Upagiyamanaya. Parikshit Maharaj says, Sukdev Goswami, you are free from any material desire. This is what the translation says. The holy name of the Lord can be chanted by those who have fully satisfied their material desires or who are fully situated on the transcendental platform and devoid of material desires. That is the meaning of Nivarta Trishai. The name of the Lord can be chanted by one who is completely free from material contamination. And then for this, Srila Prabhupada is quoting the definition of Uttama Bhakti or pure devotional service given by Srila Rupa Goswami, which is foolproof definition. anya abhilashyata sunyam gyaan karmadhyanavrtam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. So this verse has two parts. One is called primary characteristic and the other is called secondary characteristic. Swarup Lakshan, Tatist Lakshan. Swarup means primary and Tatist means secondary characteristic. Primary characteristic is that without that there is no existence of that thing. So I am giving you one example. Jiva Goswami said like this. So I'm speaking one sentence, you find out which is the primary and which is the secondary characteristic. Gopal goes to the school, therefore he comes first. Gopal is going to the school, therefore he comes number one in the school. The primary is going to his school. If he goes to his school, then he comes first. So primary is going to his school and secondary is coming to first. So now in this verse, what is primary and what is secondary? Primary is Krishnanu Silana. Krishnanu Silanam. It means cultivating devotion of Krishna is a primary. And secondary are two, which makes ordinary devotion to Uttam Bhakti are the topmost. The two are to make the devotion topmost. And what are these secondary two characteristics? One is Anya Abhilashita Sunyam. He has no other material desire. And other is Gyaan Karamadi Anavartam. Is not covered by that action or karma with a desire to going to heaven should not be there. It should not be covered by that. But he should do the activity of worshipping the Lord. Yes, he has to cook for the Lord. He has to dress the Lord. This is a karma. This we should not give up. But that karma we should give up by which one desire to go to the heaven. That should not be there with the devotion. And then gyaan, anavartam means not covered by gyaan. Which gyaan? That knowledge by which one wants to merge in a supreme Brahm should not cover the devotion. But we need the sambandha gyaan. We need the knowledge concerning Krishna. We have to read Bhagavad Gita. We have to read Bhagavatam. This is also knowledge. We need this knowledge. But that knowledge we don't need. So these are two things. No other material desire. But the word is anabhilashita. It's not anabhilasha. There's also a technical. The word is very technical. Like Draupadi in a difficulty, she called Krishna for her chastity, for covering her body. That is a desire, but this desire is not regular desire. It's in an emergency, some situation, you call Krishna, it's not against devotion. So this type of desire, which is not repeated, which is not for some material enjoyment, is not against bhakti. But the desire is, everyday desire is against bhakti for some sense gratification. So I think there's some very funny thing. Desire is not against bhakti. I think Maharaj was saying in a class, one Western devotee came to Vrindavan and he has a good feast, and then he went to the Loi Bazaar for purchasing and he got his stomach upset. He said, Krishna, please save me till I reach to the home. This is a desire, but it's not desire against bhakti. Such type desire is no problem. So there are some desires which are not against bhakti. But then there is a anukulyena. Favorably think of Krishna. Kansa was thinking of Krishna, but not favorably. Therefore, Kansa's devotion is not pure. Mother Yashoda was unfavorable to Krishna when she put breastfeeding Krishna down. It was not favorable, but the intention was to save the devotee of Krishna. The milk which was boiling were a devotee of Krishna. Now, Yashoda thought that Krishna is my son, My milk I can feed anytime. But that devotee who is going to serve Krishna, I have to save the devotee first. So before Krishna's service, if we serve the devotee, that may Krishna may apparently don't like this, but this is the highest devotional service. So Yashoda was trying to save the milk which was for Krishna's service because the devotee. So to protect and serve devotee is more. Krishna says those who say I am your devotee, I don't know them. But anybody who say I am the devotee of Krishna, Krishna accept them as his own devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, for our bhut shuddhi, you know what bhut shuddhi? Bhut means material, our existence, and shuddhi means to purify. How to purify our material identification? That in the definition of bhakti is called sarva upadhi vinur muktam. Sarva means all, upadhi means designation, vinur muktam means especially cleans up all false identification. So what is my false identification? I am Brahman, I am Kshatriya, I am Shudra, I am Vaishya, I am Sannyasi, I am Vanprastha, I am Grastha, I am Brahmachari. These are all designations. So before we worship deity, there is a Bhut Shuddhi mantra. You know this? I am not Brahman, I am not Kshatriya, I am this. What am I? Gopi Bhartahu Padakamara Yora Das 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 Anudas. I am the servant of servants of Gopinath. So this is it. Krishna is very pleased, and I can explain you in a very simple method. If there is something which is very far away and you want to see, what instrument you use? Telescope, right? Binocular. And the thing which is far away, you can see very near, right? So what is in the telescope which bring the things which is far away very near? Convex lens. Very thick convex lens. So between you and Krishna, as many as convex lenses you have, the Krishna is so near to you. Between Krishna and you, as many devotees are there, Krishna is that near to you. So very simple. Between us and Krishna, there should be a list of the parampara powerful devotees. Then we can see Krishna very near. It's like telescope. Then Krishna is very near. It's not far away. Very simple. And the last line, Shankaracharya has indirectly minimized the value of principal Vedic mantra Omkar by accepting subordinate vibration Tattvam Asi as the most important Vedic mantra. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Sarvabhauma, what you are saying Tattvam Asi, Shankaracharya has given subsidiary meaning, and he has forgotten the principal meaning of the holy name, which is most important. Therefore, his doctrine is not complete. So there is only one verse, and there are many such verses of discussion between Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand the philosophy, which is, again, I am coming to the beginning when we started. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, everything went in minus or negative. So Buddha came to bring it to zero. Then Shankaracharya came to bring it to one, Advait. And then came Ramanujacharya, Madhva. They brought from 1 to 2, Dvaitism. There's a separate soul and God is separate. And then came Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, one and many, simultaneously one and different. Achintya, Bheda, Abheda, Tattva. So this is the evolution of philosophy during Kali Yuga by up till now by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, simultaneously one and different. So this is what actually is the point which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making and defending the true nature of Vedic philosophy, worship of the holy name rather than secondary world jugglery. which Prabhupada has used the word, Shankaracharya used the word juggling, because he came for that purpose. It was his intention to illusion the people. And he was perfect in that. And he drew the Buddha out of at that time, from Bharata worship, from the Indian subcontinent, he drew the Buddha out. And Buddhas, they came after Afghanistan onward to Japan and all other parts. So Buddhism came out to these different parts. So this was the purpose of Shankaracharya's appearance. So here this topic is over. Mate kalapita bhashya shat dosha dila bhattacharya purava paksha apara karila. In this way, Mahaprabhu he showed hundreds deficiencies or defect in the philosophy which Bhattacharya was explaining or propounding. Hundreds of mistakes are there in this philosophy. Therefore, this cannot be accepted. And ultimately, Mahaprabhu succeeded in making Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Vaishnava, and great Vaishnava then. And these are the verses will go till 280 or so. We are in 175, almost one more 100 verses are there of discussion. So this is a more philosophical discussion about the Mayavad and refutation of Mayavad by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because next some verses says Mayavadi Bhasha Sunila Hai Sarvanas. So these are the verses right now in this section. Any question or comment? What we have discussed is some technical tattvam asi is not primary because there is no word pranav or omkar in that. This is a defect Mahaprabhu found in the explanation of Shankaracharya's commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And the first verse is Athato Brahma Jigyasa, and second is Janmadhi Asya. So the Mayavadis, they don't accept the energies of the Lord. As yesterday we were saying in a Bhagavad Gita class, they are nirvisheshvadi. Nir means no. Vishesh means there is no variety. It's all homogeneous. So they are called, therefore Prabhupada's, we say Sunyavadi, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi. So Sunyavad is Buddhism and Nirvishesh is Mayavad. So he has defeated the both philosophies, Sunyavad and Mayavad. Any question or comment? This is a very technical class. Yes, Nitai Nimai Das. Nimai Sachi Sutta Das.
When one chants Hare Krishna, suppose if one commits some offense like to the devotees, it is said the devotional creeper is destroyed. So my question is, how can devotion be destroyed? Some say that it's not destroyed, it's just doesn't grow or something like that.
It means what you are saying, when we hear the Mayavad philosophy, how devotion is destroyed? No.
No, when someone offends devotee.
This is among the offenses towards holy name, the worst offense and most often committed offense is Vaishnava Aparadha. And this is compared to mad elephant. Your creeper of devotional service is very tender, and if the mad elephant goes, then it is uprooted like anything. So Vaishnava Aparadha is hatha mati. Hatha means elephant, mati means intoxicated elephant. So when intoxicated elephant enter into the garden where there are tender creepers, they are completely destroyed, uprooted like anything. So this is the most of the offenses we don't know, we don't do. Out of the 10 offenses against holy name, the most dangerous offense is offending Vaishnava, which every day we discuss like that. At this stage, I think it destroys the creeper of devotion. It means what actually happens is when we offend a Vaishnava, then this holy name doesn't manifest its influence or effect or ecstasy which we get, and then we become, so nothing happening, let's go, and then because of enmity with the devotee, we'll give up the devotional service on our own. Many devotees have given up the devotional service because they have differences with the devotees. So the devotional service finished. They left. Now they should understand that I have not come in the Krishna conscious movement because of so and so person. I came to love and serve Krishna. So even we may have differences, still we have a unity because our goal is one. Therefore, we should have unity in diversity. We may have a diverse opinion, we may have a different opinion, but we are united because our goal is one. Therefore, it's better we should openly speak something without offending somebody. The intention should not be to offend. Intention should be to put our own point of view, which may not be accepted, no problem. But most of the time, devotees only speak about other devotees. That is their disease. And unknowingly, they do offense. So in one of the verse in Bhagavatam says, because devotion is destroyed by Vaishnava aparadha, therefore, we don't know who is Vaishnava. It's very difficult. Kriya mudra vigyana jane. Vaishnava kriya mudra vigyana jane. We cannot know by characteristics who is Vaishnava. He may not look like dhoti kurta and something like that. He may be great Vaishnava. Therefore, Bhagavatam says, it is better not to disrespect any living entity. Just to avoid, who may be Vaishnava, we don't know. Therefore, it is better amani namanadena. Never respect, but give respect to all. Don't offend anybody. Because who is going to be Vaishnava, we don't know. This is the Bhagavatam verse. A couple weeks before I was giving some class. It says, because we don't know who is Vaishnava, and because by offending Vaishnava, we destroy our devotional service, therefore we should respect all. Very safe. And that's what Mahaprabhu says, amani namanadena. You give respect to everybody. Be humbler than blade of grass, become more tolerant than tree. So we should be tolerant if somebody offends us rather than counter offense. So the principle one, if we learn, this is what Prabhupada said, if we become like honeybee and get sweetness from everybody, good qualities and everybody, then we are safe. If we become a fly and find out the only, wounds in others and dirty things in others, then what is a disadvantage? If you find fault in somebody, that fault will come in you. So you are inviting somebody's fault in you. Why you do that? Better you see the good quality, let the good quality come in you. So there's a technical word, we should be guna grahi. Guna means good qualities, grahi means to accept. We should only accept the good in others. This is what Prabhupada did. He has all the young 18 years hippies, not Brahmins, not having tilak, not having sikha, not cultured in a Vedic system, but he saw only one good thing in them. They have some desire to serve, and they are ready to chant holy name. They are open. So he saw only the good thing in them. There were so many drawbacks in them, but Prabhupada did not see that. Because Krishna did not see the poison on the breast of Putana. He saw the milk offering like a mother. So he did not see the bad thing, he only see the good thing. And he gave the good destination to Putana. Dhatri Gati, like a mother. So similarly, Prabhupada saw only good things on those devotees, and he fanned the good qualities so much so that it became a big fire and all the bad things burn in that. So this should be our actually preaching strategy. People will coming with so many faults, but if they are coming in the temple, it means they have one good quality, that they have come to Krishna. This is their good pious activities. It is their good credited of many lifetime. So we should see only the good thing in those people, and out of compassion help them to increase that good quality so much there, so that bad qualities covered by that are disappear in due course of time. That should be our strategy of preaching. Not finding fault in anybody. It's better to find out the good things in other people. Have the guts to see only good things. Dronacharya asked Yudhishthira Maharaj to find out the bad person in the city. And similar, in same time, he asked Duryodhana to find out good person in the city. In the end, Duryodhana says there is no good person in the city. And Yudhishthira says there is no bad person in the city, same city. Why? Because Duryodhana only saw the good, the only bad things in the people, and everybody has some bad thing. And Yudhishthira saw only good things in the people, so he said all good people. So we see the good, then we can find good. And everybody has good aspect also. And everybody has shortcoming also. So it is better to always think, find good things in other people. That will save us from doing Vaishnava aparadha. Krishna, yes, Leela Amrita Devi Dasi.
Question, according to this last part of this gyaan, this bhakti definition, Anukulyana, we have two anos, Anukulyana, then Krishna, and then Shilana, and then Bhakti. So this second Anukulyana Krishna, no, does it mean because it means to serve Krishna and the devotees and Krishna. And Anukulyana Krishna, no, does it mean to follow the acharyas? And Shilana, is it a great greed to be
Cultivation.
greedy,
Shilna means cultivation.
greedy to come to Bhakti? Shilana is greed, so very, very strong desire. So how to understand these two parts?
Anu generally has a one meaning to follow. So we should worship Krishna in following the footstep of previous acharyas. There's a one meaning of Anu. Anu means to follow. And Anu also means continuous. It should be continuous, uninterrupted. Anukulyena Krishna anu Shilanam. Shilna means cultivation. Prabhupada says cultivation means cultivation of the field. So cultivation is done by three things. By the activity of the body, by the activity of mind, and by the activity of the words. And here, for Anushilam, Srila Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion, words by words we only glorify Krishna or chant his only name. That is Anushilanam of the words. Then he said, Anushilanam of body is only when we take initiation. When we take initiation, then our body can be used in service of the Lord by cooking, for doing something. So initiation is essential for engaging the body in service of Krishna. And for mind, Anushilanam, culture of the mind, Krishna culture of the mind is to always think of Krishna's pastime in Kurukshetra means Bhagavad Gita and Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan, which means Bhagavatam. So that is the meaning of Anushilanam by three things: body, mind, and word. Cultivation of devotional service, following in the footstep of previous acharyas. And Krishna means Krishna in all his incarnation, his energies and his pure devotee and his spiritual master. They all are included in Krishna. Krishna includes everything. Because Krishna is absolute truth. It means everything is within Krishna. Anukuliyena, favorably, Krishna Anushilanam, rendering devotional service or cultivating, because the seed of devotional service is given by a spiritual master, then we have to cultivate by watering this regularly, by hearing and chanting. And then there are unneeded weeds, we have to take them out. So this whole cultivation, and this cultivation is the creeper of devotional service. Any other question or comment? What time is your Sunday?
Started one.
1. Yeah, we have to be there by 2. The flight is for 4 hours, 5 hours postponed. Okay, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita, one Srila Prabhupada was coming out in Kolkata, and there was a nice Bengali sweet, rasgulla and sandesh. So she said, Prabhupada, Swamiji, nice Bengali sweet. What is the Bengali sweet? It's a rasgulla, sandesh. Prabhupada said, there's only one Bengali sweet. Said, what is that? The Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is most interesting Bengali, sweet Bengali. So this is the Bengali sweet. So, after post-creation, the delayed degree of understanding Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, Hare Krishna. Good, you have reached the Madhya Leela, 6th chapter. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhus. Hare Krishna.